The Jackal drone is capable of doing something that the British military has never seen before. It successfully test-fired a missile that can destroy tanks, boats, and anything in between during live-fire testing. But the Jackal is not limited to that. Something so groundbreaking that it will permanently alter modern warfare. Although the Ministry of Defense has been staying quiet about the program, certain information that provides a clearer picture of the Jackal program has been made public. Before we move forward, like the video and subscribe to the channel. The cutting-edge Jackal drone was created in collaboration with partner nations to essentially create an air force in a box. However, it's unclear how much the drone weighs exactly. The Royal Air Force has classified it as lightweight in press releases. Its wingspan is 5 meters or 15 feet. It can support up to 50 kilograms of weight, and trials are currently being conducted to increase that to 65 kilograms. This contradicts claims that claim the drone can only carry 15 kilograms. However, since the 50-kilogram figure was taken straight from the manufacturer's specifications, it deserves a bit more weight. However, that is not the most fascinating part. You may observe the Jackal's intriguing engineering system by looking at pictures of it. The drone's electric propulsion engine generates thrust in 2 primary ways. Its 4 twin counter-rotating propellers, which enable vertical takeoff and landing, are the first of these methods. With a maximum burst speed of 160 km per hour and an ideal cruising speed of 108 km per hour, the Jackal can perform high-speed activities once it is airborne thanks to its 4 wing-mounted electric ducted fan motors. Considering its small size, this drone has an amazing speed. The drone's mix of thrust-generating propulsion technologies allows it to attain an incredible altitude of 10,000 feet and a range of 130 miles. It can simultaneously move when necessary and hover in one spot. However, what use is a Jackal without teeth? In this instance, the Jackal's teeth are 2 distinct weapon systems. The most potent weapon the Jackal can fire is the Fails Light multi-role missile, also referred to as the Martlet, even though it can fire multiple glide bomb-type bomblets. The breakthrough missile known as the Martlet is made to fit all UK platforms, making it a one-size-fits-all missile. The missile itself is somewhat longer than 4M and weighs 13 kilograms. Jackal can carry 2 or more Martlet missiles, according to recent images from military symposiums. Since those images show the Jackal being able to carry at least a 26 kilograms payload, the 15 kilograms payload must be false. Thus, it is most likely that the payload of 50 kilograms. Returning to the Martlet missile itself, troops can select from a variety of warhead combinations based on the specific objective at hand. The shaped charge missile might be put into an armored vehicle or tank, for instance, if such is the desired target. A warhead type with a high explosive potential could be employed if the target is a huge building or bunker. Lastly, unique fragmentation warheads could be utilized to obliterate targets that are soldiers in open or light-skinned vehicles. The Martlet missile is not only extremely quick, but it also has a variety of warheads. Although the precise speed is still unknown, it is reported to be at least 1.5 mil, or roughly 1,670 feet per second. With a maximum range of about 6 kilometers, users must still approach the opponent up close, even though they are extremely quick. Firing units are vulnerable to most forms of return fire and need to be in close proximity to the enemy. But the Jackal drone offers far more than just a handful of missiles to the battlefield. The Jackal is an excellent platform, in part because of its multi-mission design. This means that depending on the sensors on board, it can do a range of additional mission sets in addition to carrying out strikes on intended targets. The Royal Air Force has not confirmed this totally, but it is quite likely that the Jackal is equipped with thermal, infrared, and HD TV cameras, as well as signal-gathering technology. This implies that the Jackal can transmit footage back while pursuing the adversary and remaining undetected due to its small radar cross-section, lack of thermal signature, and minimal to non-existent noise. The Jackal's secure data link capabilities, akin to Link 11, enable it to be integrated not just into intelligence and surveillance operations, but also into a wider air defense or area denial network. The Jackal is able to relay information to other units that are out of its direct line of sight. In heavily disputed airspaces, these data links also aid in preventing FRA aside. Still, this is not even the most intriguing feature of its fighting systems. The Jackal is allegedly the first completely autonomous armed drone in the world, according to a number of press accounts. Thus, a user can assign a mission to the drone, define a flight path, and then step back and let it take care of the rest. Although these claims haven't been confirmed, if they're accurate, the drone would become a very groundbreaking tool. However, how did this drone get created? About January 2022, the first details regarding the Jackal drone were made available to the public. During this period, Flyby Technology, a UK-based company, made contact with FlyBVO's technology, a Turkish partner. In order to help develop an autonomous armed drone that could deliver massive harm without endangering human operators, the British intended to work with the Turks. Flyby Technology dispatched a number of operator professionals to Turkey over several months of research and development to offer their advice to the Turkish technical team. The joint Turkish-British team conducted research for several months before creating a working prototype and executing its first successful 40-minute flight in April 2022. The full-scale Russian invasion of Ukraine had been going on for less than 2 months. As far as anyone can recall at this point, the design greatly impressed Royal Air Force analysts, who asked that it be sent back to the UK for more testing. Flyby Technology started working with the Royal Air Force right away to advance the technology after buying all of the design and production rights from the Turkish team. The Jackal successfully fired its first Martlet missile in the fall of 2022, and it fired another one in the spring of 2023. Many nations have shown interest in obtaining the drone since 2023. One of the most prominent is Taiwan, which has already agreed to receive a minimum of 160 drones over the course of the next few years. The drone has also piqued the interest of Ukraine, though official offers have not yet been made. Since April 2022, Ukrainian air defense troops have been using Martlet missiles as a point air defense weapon, thanks to the system's gift to the country. As a result, given the massive volume of drone warfare taking place in Ukraine, it is very possible that the country may acquire some Jackal units once they are fully operational. However, in heavily disputed high-intensity conflicts like Donbas, how would Ukraine use such a weapon? The intended target in this fictitious but completely plausible scenario is a convoy of recently restored T-62 tanks that Russia assembled from storage park and is shipping to the front. These tanks are still incredibly lethal despite being decades old. Considering that a tank round fired from a 50-year-old tank against a 5-year-old tank would still kill you, the Night Watch reports that multiple Russian tanks are moving toward a destroyed Ukrainian village because of the constant drone coverage over the country. These tanks are sheltering a company of armored personnel carriers that are carrying the Russian platoon's watch-relief supplies into the town. Ground operators radio higher headquarters to communicate the information as soon as they savor such a tasty target. The Ukrainian troops in the rear are able to view the fighting space in real time because of Starlink. Herein lies the role of our operator. Operators are busy programming the drone's flight path, as commanders provide information to the drone unit. Owing to their perpetual readiness, the Jackal drones are always armed and prepared to take off at any time for situations such as these. The Russians are moving closer to the town while the operator programs the drone's flight path. In a matter of minutes that feels endless, the Jackal drone discreetly takes off into the night and makes its way toward the devastated town. The operator switches to the Jackal's thermal camera because to the extreme darkness, and he or she observes that the Russians are not even trying to hide the exhaust from their engines. The pilot of the drone abruptly loses control as the Jackal follows its target, glowing like a Christmas tree. The enemy has placed a new jammer into the area, despite the fact that Russian vehicles are easily visible. It appears that the mission has failed because it can cut the link between the operator and the Jackal. The Jackal, however, is not like other drones. In most cases, a drone would either go back to its operator, hover until its charge ran out, drop out of the sky, or occasionally approach the enemy in order to be captured. Despite the jamming attack, the drone sticks to its pre-programmed mission and is autonomous, using built-in target library to help it find what to seek for and preset waypoints to guide it toward the settlement. The Jackal knows where not to shoot in order to kill friendly forces because the Ukrainian positions are static and shared with the drone via data link before to takeoff. The operator configures the guiding system for a combination of thermal and infrared targeting as it approaches the town, following its predetermined route. Meanwhile, Russian forces are drawing closer to the area and will shortly retreat behind their own lines. Where is the drone, though? Subsequently, the Jackal launches both of its Martlet missiles covertly, keeping the Russians completely unaware of the situation. As the tanks attempt to withdraw the unfortunate Russians from the town, the lethal cargos smash into two of them. With deadly accuracy, they both bang into the exhaust of the tank's engine, taking out two additional tanks. What about the Jackal, then? After yet another successful hunt, the Jackal makes its way back to its center via the pre-programmed coordinates, even though the jamming attack has prevented it from controlling the drone. After serving to level the playing field for those without powerful air forces, the Ukrainians rearm the Jackal and wait for the next mission. For now, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel for more updates.